Peter.
Thank you.
Okay, item 8.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just take the report as read unless you want me to go through it in detail, and happy to take any questions. I'll do my best to answer them without skipping away.
Tim.
Yeah, thank you. Look, I had a walkthrough yesterday or the day before with a couple of production companies walked through the town hall. I have to say it was surprising that they said that the first time they had a walkthrough was very, very early on, and that I had been assured that they would be involved, and this was the second time that they'd been in there, and to find out lots of small niggly things which were just kind of, well, to be quite honest, just stupid. So I'm just wondering how these guys can get in front of decision makers, because I walked around with the frontline V-Base staff as well, who are just as frustrated. So what is the step that I can take to go forward with these companies? Because it to me, it's not happening.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I might just ask John to comment on that. It's his project.
I mean, we have got a town hall update report coming next.
Well, it's here. I'll just sort of bring it up now, so why not?
Can you elaborate? What areas and which groups is it you're talking about?
Well, I went out with Hang Up Entertainment. The loading dock's interesting, and they said that if there had been some discussion with them that could have improved. There's a lip between the loading dock and the stage. So, why is that there? There's no ramp. There's a lot of little things as well. So, I mean, if we can talk offline and set something up, that would be the ideal rather than debating it here. But I brought it up here because it's just not happening.
Okay, I mean, it's probably the best thing to do, to be honest with you, because I mean, we could sit here and work out
Absolutely,
which loading dock we're talking about,
work.
which stage we're talking about.
And the key thing is to get you guys in front of them, because I'm just the middleman at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay, we'll maybe take that
Thank
offline. Any other questions about capital projects, Pauline?
I'm just wondering why the proposed St Albans Community Centre is not featuring on here. To me, it's at a similar, if not more advanced stage than the Linwood Pool.
It's probably the size of it, because this is major projects. Remember, we get the community projects coming in on a different cycle.
So how come it was here last time?
Was it?
Yeah. There's a picture of it and everything.
Yeah,
So is that the answer? It's not considered a major facility. So it's...
Yes, we have two reports. We have the major facilities and then we have the community facilities rotating on a 2-monthly cycle.
Oh, okay.
So it could well be that that's in that report, but maybe it was talked about in this report.
Yeah, it's not one of our major facilities.
Right, so it'll appear next meeting.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
But we like it anyway. So, Glenn and then Yanni.
Thank you. Just the naming process. So I totally understand that, Mark, with Matapopere over Linwood Hall, and that it is a gift, and I respect that. Are you able to advise a process by which, and I think this did take place in fact with Taiora Kiwitu, by which, say hypothetically, the board had a name which they would wish to have included as well? Is there a way in which that could be given effect to along with the gifting of a name?
Through you, Mr. Chair.
And I know it's a delicate matter, potentially.
I understand with the Linwood Pool, the actual name has come through now from Matapopere, and I believe that will be going through, our report will be coming through on the name. I presume that'll go to the community board, but I'd have to check. It's not. It's gifted and that's it, right? Yeah. You've had a seminar, yep.
Hepo toi toi.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yanni?
Is it Pablo? I'm not sure it is. No. Okay, well it is now. So do you want to repeat it just a bit louder? So I think the point that Glenn raises is right though, because we do need to get a really clear protocol and process around naming of our facilities. So just so there's transparency with local communities, around when and how they can have input, and boards and governance. So I would support that. But yeah, basically the board has been told there is a name that was given. You don't get a choice for things that are given. But we have had a discussion around, you know, if there's anything that we would like added as a additional to what was gifted. You know, that's good. I was just looking at the construction timeframes and trying to understand how they're put in place. I see the Linwood Pool is far greater by almost a quarter and a half than the Hornby Library Customer Service Centre and the Southwest Leisure Centre, which is a much bigger project. So I can't quite understand why the construction timeframe for the Hornby one is shorter than the Linwood Pool, given the site selection, you know, has been pretty straightforward, and B, or for Linwood, sorry, not for Hornby, and B, it's a smaller facility with less budget. So how are we assessing the construction timeframe, and how do we have confidence as a council that the construction timeframes in here are realistic?
I wouldn't have the details on both those. I can check both those projects and come back to you.
Yep. Is it like the Linwood Pool had as long a construction as the stadium, which, you know, just seems...
I mean, one thing I would
bizarre.
say is that these are all estimates, and if you look at where the arrow is, that's really the main focus. So if you're focusing, you know, where construction is starting in, you know, 18 months, you're not going to know till you get much closer actually what those dates are going to be. And it goes back to that original conversation around the budgets and capital planning. It's not till you get to the tendering process that you really have a good sense of how long something is going to take. And even then, that's debatable. So what we're seeing here, these really are estimates. But I think Yanni raises a good point. Why would Linwood Pool take longer to build than...
You know, this is part of the frustration when we're doing the budget. We're told that the budget doesn't reflect the opening date. Then we're told that the work can't start because the budget's not in place, and we can't do the work to start the planning because the budget isn't there. And I think it just creates a lot of confusion for people. But, you know, I think even if it's an estimate, we should have some pretty standard estimates for our facilities that we can have, you know, some degree of confidence around. But yeah, I just can't understand why this has got such a long
If you can just sort of
construction
have a look
timeframe.
into that.
I'll look on both those projects
Yeah.
to the project managers.
The other question, I know we've got something coming on for the town hall later, but I think just in terms of the Ferrier Fountain, can anyone just explain in simple terms what's happening?
No. Well, why don't you leave that to the town hall report?
It's our next report, I think. So.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And likewise, so any other questions around town hall?
Yes.
You want addressed there? Okay. Just a final question from me is around the Lancaster Park deconstruction and demolition. And, you know, I just wanted to just check in terms of the ability for that budget to be put into the future high-level use of whatever happens at Lancaster Park. And so I just wanted to get some sense of, is there an agreement that the money saved from the demolition can go back into remediating that facility for community use or recreation use as we've agreed?
That's not really a question for Mark.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the details of that. I only have the details of the report there in front of us.
Right. So
It's not one of my projects, so
Yeah,
I
mean,
wouldn't
Carol,
know the
you can,
specifics.
you know, that's something for finance to think about.
Okay, but we've got that report going to it's just been released yesterday. It's going publicly to the community board on the 6th of August. It would be quite good just to have some clarity around the process. But yeah, I just wanted, just commend the staff on that particular one. You know, the fact that they've had no complaints from locals about the increase in traffic, and I know it's taken a little bit longer, I think, than we hoped, but actually the disruption to the local community, the minimisation of that has been fantastic. So I just wanted to pass on my thanks.
Super. Dion?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question about the old municipal chamber. When are we going to have some more info in this update, potentially, about what's going on with it? Would that be possible next time around, or?
This is on the... Brent probably can answer that.
It's still being negotiated, so when it's finalised, it'll come back.
Do we have any time frame potentially on those
At this
things?
point, no.
Was that a no?
Yeah, not at this point.
Yes, that was a no.
Okay. And just on the site there, it's still quite messy. I've been asking for quite some time to get that tidied up. It is one of the main parts of the city. The promenade's open. Can we please get it tidied up? Otherwise, I'll go and unlock it myself, cut the lock and do it. It's just cones. There's just cones sitting in there. It's just, yeah, thanks.
Pauline? No. No? Okay, Aaron?
Yeah, my question's just around the Performing Arts Precinct. Just looking at the timeline along the bottom there, and I was thinking that the design and construction had already completed, which was the original timeline, but then it's only planning. There's still no design or construction here, which freaks me out because this finishes at the end of 2021 and no one would have started anything according to this, which is quite concerning. Dancing on gravel's pretty, I mean, it's unique.
Brent may be able to, but
You would have to just remember that the next stage of that couldn't happen until the land came across, which was all part of the global settlement, which you've been party to. So it's all contingent on that agreement and finalising it. So there'll be more detail provided in the future once all that's settled.
But when the original timelines were done, that wasn't the case. There was timelines for.
But if we'd have put a timeline in there previously and we couldn't deliver on it, we'd be answering a different set of questions to you saying, why haven't you delivered to those timeframes? We can't commit to it until all those other things happen first.
Oh, I've already missed it, so there's no biggie there. It was Glenn's analogy about the builder promising and not delivering is well and truly past. So when are we likely to get a timeline for that? Because the convention centre is going to open, and one of the great views is the gravel pit across the road.
Well, actually, I think it's a blank wall actually facing that.
Luckily. No time.
I think we'll wait until the global settlement's done.
Yeah. Just it is beyond concerning. I think it's a little alarming to not have that there 9 years after. I mean, our 10-year celebration could be just celebration in the gravel or something we could call it.
Well, the dancer mat's still there, so you can still dance.
That is, but it'll have to be rebuilt twice before we finish the precinct.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much, Mark. We've got a resolution to receive the report. I'm happy to move. Seconded Mike. Any debate? I'll put the motion. All in favour say aye. Aye. Against. That's carried. Thank you very much.